You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 448 of East Central Asia's favorite podcast. Jeremiah Morrill here, joined by executive video producer, audio engineer, and a very sweaty man, Mr. Zach Burcham.
I'm not sweaty. Thank you. I'm here. It's horrible outside, though.
Mr. Bones, Adam Harcourt, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me
on your own show. Is this like episode number 300 for you now?
God, I hope not.
Have you added them up?
No.
You want to spend the weekend trying to figure out how many times you've been here?
Absolutely not.
Good. Me either. This is 448. This is 446 of me. I've missed two of my own show. So I know that one. Past that, I have no clue. I think this is the third time Travis Weik, whatever, is here. How many times has it been on?
I'll take 3.
3?
Yeah. Over under. What's the over under on that?
I think it's over.
Probably.
It's probably over a little bit, but not by much.
Yeah, it's less than a half dozen.
We're going to talk with Travis about his new life as the editor of, 9 newspapers. How many you got?
Also less than half dozen.
All right. I mean, it's more than one.
Yeah.
It was one the last time you were here.
It's a range. There's more than one, less than 6.
And then we have your newest all-star hot shoe reporter, Payton Cravens.
You're not the newest anymore.
Oh.
He's the newest for Newcastle, but we have a newest one.
See, he's corporate now.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the Henry.
I'm regional.
I'm talking to the Henry County audience here. But you have the sports editor of the Courier Times.
Yes.
Payton Cravens is with us as well, making his podcast debut.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
We're glad to have you. We're looking forward to talking with you about what they trick you. I don't know if you know this or not, but they trick you at the Courier Times because they say, hey, you're going to come in, you're going to do sports. And they told Travis, hey, you're going to come in, you're going to be the editor or the education reporter.
Yeah.
You're just going to write about Knightstown and Shenandoah school board meetings. That's all you're going to do. Now the man has a beard and glasses, and he's the editor of 53 newspapers.
Yeah.
Award winning.
We write really good headlines.
You too.
Yeah.
I know. You to make a headline out of whatever the hell I send you every week. And sometimes I go, oh, that's what they did. I never saw that one coming. But it's entertaining. You guys do a great job. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk to them. We've got some America's 250. Thought maybe it'd be a good idea to talk about that this week. Got some local elections that are starting to form up. Since we were here together last, the Secretary of State race, the top election in the state of Indiana, has solidified, and we know the 4 candidates are going to be on the ballot across the state. And we got some plan. If you guys listened to the show when Travis Weik was here, you know that I don't need to print show notes because loose plans get blown to hell. But this show is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes to provoke you, other times to make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new. Mr. Bones, we did a nice 20-minute Patreon, 25-minute Patreon, 27-minute Patreon.
Less than 30.
We're just doing over-unders with Boss Hog tonight. That's what we're doing. Over-under on the show length today, 120 minutes. Over. All right. I hope not.
Travis barely got this. If I'm looking up right, this is his 5th appearance.
This is number 5.
You were on pretty frequently early. There's one point you were on like 2 episodes within like 10 or 15 episodes.
Yeah, I don't think I was married at the time.
He was between marriages.
I was between marriages. Yeah.
Over or under on that one.
I've helped this man move 4 times, by the way. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Mr. Bones, I was trying to segue us into Patreon. Do your thing. Sell the Patreon. Come on. Do it. You got it in you.
As everyone knows, it's hot outside. Air conditioner is working in cars because mine's not. When it gets over like a certain amount, it just stops working. But now would be a good time to go buy a new or slightly used car from Jonathan Phillips over at Ed Martin Honda. We got Blake Reese over at Varsity Outfitters, making everybody kind of look stylish in the heat.
He is. I just placed another order tonight for more hats.
Nice.
We're down to our final hat for the special few. So I said we need to get a few more of those.
Jeremiah's got a nice vintage shirt on from them.
I do. I got my PFG
And they
before Luke Combs stole my look.
And then Blake put a nice little emblem on there for you.
He did. He does all of our embroidery.
If you want to go camping this time of year, best of luck, but make sure you go see Tommy Oaks.
Go buy a 50 amp unit with 2 air conditioners on
At
it.
least 2.
Great thing with camping, maybe if the weather does kind of cool down a little bit, you can take that bicycle out, and a good time to get a bicycle or a great place to get one from is Pop's Recycle.
Okay.
You don't want a new one.
No, you want an old vintage Schwinn, a Chicago
Exactly.
Schwinn.
Yes,
He'll hook you up, and if you've got one, he'll make it look shiny.
you absolutely will. Or vintage looking.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going for. Unfortunately, death is always upon us. And for those loved ones that have passed, now would be a great time to have their tombstone, polished up a little bit. And the lady to go see about that is Moral Monument Cleaning down in Rush County. Or doesn't have to be a loved one that's passed. It could be, just your favorite monument out.
It could be your bitter rival,
It could be.
and you say, "Hey, I want a place to go visit that looks good."
Yeah.
So you can remember that you won.
Exactly.
Those are the folks that donate to the show, $50 or more each and every month. Patreon.com/Boss Hog of Liberty. You get your business, your organization, your thing at the beginning of the episode. But if you you can just name your price, Priceline.com. You pick any level, you get to. Somebody's dropping a picture of Toby Keith into the chat, and I was like, did he die? No, he's not dead.
No, he is dead.
Toby's
He's been dead
dead.
for a little while.
Yeah.
Not recently.
Yeah, but okay. He didn't die today, so I'm
He's
right.
been under the care of Moral Monument Cleaning for quite some time.
But
He's with Mercury now, the dead Ford brand, Mercury.
Oh, I thought you meant like the god. I was like, Mercury's not the god of the dead. That's
No, he
another
sold
one.
Fords, right? He sold Ford trucks.
I thought he sold red Solo cups.
He
did
sold a
that
lot of
too.
stuff.
Yeah. By the way, for legal reasons, she does not clean dead people.
Oh, yeah, we have been reminded of that. Patreon.com/Boss Hog of Liberty. Join at any level. You get the show notes and you get added to a special Facebook group. You get all kinds of extra content sent directly to your account. Private RSS feed with the high quality audio. All of that. All right. Good. Everybody's in.
Everybody's out.
All right. I don't think we lost any sponsors. You did good.
That was good.
It wasn't your best, but it was good.
If we haven't lost anybody yet, we're okay.
Okay. Moral Monument Cleaning, though. I don't know.
She's fine.
I hope they're okay with that.
She still says hi to me when I see her.
You saw her
I
Saturday.
did. She said hi.
She waved with the middle finger or all the fingers?
All the fingers.
Okay. All right. That's fine. I'm going to close. During the break between Patreon and this, we were discussing a guy named Don Davis from Don Guns. We don't need that anymore.
He just sells guns.
He used to. He stopped.
He's-
It was tragic.
He's under
Speaking
the,
of a monument, that
he's
may be
under the care of
polishing.
Moral Monument Cleaning. Travis Weik, tell us about your. I've been teasing it.
Mhm.
Tell us about actually what you're looking over now, because it's actually very impressive.
Yes. So I am the group editor of the Southern Indiana News Group, which is comprised of 4 newspapers: Newcastle's, Connorsville, Shelbyville, and Marion is actually in the Central Indiana News Group. But I have those 4.
Do they know that
And then,
Newcastle's north of 70?
no, well, so we're the Southern Indiana News Group of the Indiana, Michigan. Sorry, there's a camera over here. I'll use this hand of the Indiana, Michigan group. So we're all part of Paxton Media Group is the company, the media company that owns all the papers. And then there's different sections. And so the Indiana, Michigan up comes down from Michigan. Yeah. And so we're the southernmost part of that. So there are more Southern Indiana papers, but they're coming north from Kentucky. And so they're more like a Kentucky, Indiana group.
Kentuckiana.
Which would be interesting. I don't think they're called it would be funny if they would like the Northern Indiana News Group, because they were coming up from Kentucky if they were like Evansville. I don't think that's the case.
Are you the weatherman for the newspaper too? You got the
No.
gestures down.
No, I am now aware of where I've been watching a lot of This Old House, and they're always aware of where the camera
You know,
is.
they've always just done the one house. They've never switched houses. They've just been working on the same house for 25 years.
I'm not going to disagree with you on your own show, But on the next break, I might have to flip through the channel for you. They have a This Old House channel like they have a Dateline channel.
Are you
So
an
I've been
Ask
watching
This
a lot.
Old House guy or this old house guy?
It depends on the mood.
Remember, we're promoting your newspaper right now, not PBS.
We should always be promoting PBS. I know what podcast I'm on, but we should always be promoting PBS. Anyways, so you do have to pay for the Courier Times because we are a for-profit news organization. But so I'm the group editor over those 4. So I'm the regional editor, and I'm the managing editor over 2 of them specifically. So the Marion newspaper, I'm the hands-on managing editor there, and also here in Newcastle. And then in Shelbyville and Connorsville, we have local managing editors there, so it makes it really easy. I don't have to worry about the daily operations. I just am a go-between, and
You're just a
support
suit.
them. Yeah, I support them. So I become middle management at that point. But definitely, I'm in Newcastle. I'm the only full-time news reporter in Newcastle. We have a part-time news reporter, part-time news clerk, full-time sports editor with Payton, and up in Marion, I have a full-time reporter up there, and I'm about to hire another one. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot.
Still a lot of Wayne Siebold news up there.
I don't think so.
Do you know who Wayne Siebold is?
I would have to look in our files.
He was the mayor. Now it's a moral. He's a guy from my family.
Maybe. Ronald,
you don't see the resemblance?
Ronald Morrill Jr. I don't know where your people are from, but we know the history of Mayor Ron's people coming to Grant County. And
I assume it's a big GM town the same way my people came by GM transfers.
Mayor Ron's people are like, there's a big history for Grant County. I don't think you guys
probably not the
might
same.
not be related.
Different.
Over 150 tonight, people.
Over 150.
Wayne Siebold was a figure skater,
yeah?
I think an Olympian, and he was the mayor.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's always good to have, I think, a physically fit mayor. Mayor Ron up there he's a runner. Zach would like him.
Yeah.
I think he wants to set up like a 5K or something through Marion down the river. Yeah. Or the river walk or something like that.
I've only been to Marion once,
Same.
I think, ever.
I don't need to go back.
No,
I played soccer there a couple times, but
Payton Cravens, help us.
No, what? Well, you asked about the community that we report on, but here's the thing: I don't know a lot about Marion because I'm not the.
You're not the
I was
boots on
going
the
to
ground.
ask what's the learning curve when you become the managing editor of a paper in a town that you aren't from and don't probably? I'm assuming you didn't spend much time there prior to that.
The learning curve was huge when I got there because we had basically cleaned out the newsroom. Like this, people had rotated out. So brand new reporters, one reporter right out of college, one reporter came in after being out of the industry for 20 years. And then I came in. So we were all a brand new newsroom and we had to learn from scratch. Yeah. We had the archives. We had stuff that we could go, but we all had to learn the contacts all over.
You didn't have the institutional knowledge of the community.
Exactly. And so now we've been there. All of us have been there 18 months. And we have another, like I said, a new college graduate coming in next week. And so we'll be able to now pass institutional knowledge onto him, which would be really cool.
That's
My
awesome.
only Marion fact is Zach Randolph.
I graduated from college from Indiana Wesleyan in Marion.
Oh, well, there you go.
And the day I visited campus was the day I graduated because I went in Shelbyville. Believe it or not, on their remote campus.
James Dean is from up that way. From Fairmount. There's a whole lot of Garfields up there. They have a whole like 4 foot tall Garfields that are just around Grant County. It's a thing.
Some of them Delaware too.
Yeah. I think Jim Davis is a Delaware County guy, but I think Marion embraced it as well.
Yeah.
Payton Cravens, you're covering a whole lot of sports for East Central Indiana. I assume you got all the high schools on lock.
Yeah, well, I've tried to, best of my ability at least. So we cover Newcastle, obviously, Shenandoah, Knightstown, Blue River Valley, Tri, and then we throw Hagerstown in there as well.
You still got a lot of Henry County kids that go to Hagerstown, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Nettle Creekers. big storylines you guys have had. Newcastle wrestling has been huge. They've had a couple of guys that have been going to state and performing really well over the last few years as you've been there.
Yep.
So that has to be a fun storyline.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun too to see the field house in any capacity just packed out like that. Like those wrestling meets, postseason, semi-state, state finals. Like that's probably the most I've seen the field house packed out since I've been here. So it's definitely a lot of fun.
So what's your sports background?
Don't really have one. Honestly, I went to Delta High School in Muncie, played football for a couple of years, but really that's about it. I just love sports. Didn't really have any physical experience with them, but it's a love for sports, I'd say.
Very good. So what are your, obviously you write about basketball, you write about wrestling, football. What's your like personal time? What are you watching? What drives you? What leagues are like, this is you're nerding out over them?
NBA, NFL. Like I'm a Portland Trailblazers fan.
Really?
NBA, probably one of like 15 in the United States. So I get pretty excited over them. We just got John Morant in a trade. So, but yeah, NBA, NFL, stuff like that. I've been watching a lot of soccer lately too.
I think we all have accidentally been watching some soccer.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on
haven't watched
accident.
anything yet.
I don't know if it was on accident for me, but
I'm a big fan of vuvuzelas. And so I'm just really excited.
Any event that uses a vuvuzela, you're in.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Olympics, World Cup, you're locked in.
Yeah.
You're ready. Bones is a horse racing guy, right?
Oh,
like
okay.
there's weird, like we have our niche sports around here. I'm big in the motorsports world. Bones is in horse racing.
Roller derby. Ask me anything about flat track roller derby. And this will be a 180-minute episode right here. It'll be like a doubleheader bout. I love it.
How do you feel about transgender roller derby entries?
The WFTDA
Hold up. What?
They have a specific rule set. They have rules. Their guidelines.
What was that? WT.
It's Women's Flat Track Derby Association. WFTA.
I slayed Zach so hard.
He just pulled a hand grenade out of his PFG, pulled the pin, and just lobbed it on nowhere. Just laughing about transgender athletes in roller derby.
He said anything, and it was in the news today.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a Supreme Court decision today, so it was top of mind. You're welcome, audience. We interrupted you. You were in a detailed thought about the
WFTDA, WFTA. They have.
They're the authorities on this sort of thing.
And they have. I don't know the guidelines on that, but they have
rules,
specific guidelines. It's an inclusive sport. Yeah.
Okay. Are there guys and girls leagues?
There are, and the name of it's Women's Flat Track Roller Derby Association. But I'm sorry, Women's Flat Track Derby Association. But they do have the Men's Roller Derby Association, which is MRDA. So there is women's and men's. There's co-ed leagues, and there are co-ed leagues, and so the sport is inclusive. So you do have transgender skaters and coaches and officials.
I don't think anybody would complain about the coaches. It's the players that's where Congress wants to get involved.
I haven't seen what. I didn't see the ruling. I know that there was one.
It's hard to believe this hasn't been on ESPN News on like Sunday afternoon, because they showed some weird sports. Like the other day was dodgeball,
right?
Like World Championship dodgeball.
Roller derby was one of the first sports. It was one of the first televised sports, and it was it actually back in the 70s kind of oversaturated itself. They sent out also tape of all the time. There was no derby season because they just were on TV all the time, because Leo Seltzer would send the tapes out to everybody, and then they would just run constantly. And it was good until it wasn't, because they just oversaturated in the 70s.
Okay, I'm going to try.
I told you I could talk about.
I'm going to try to bring us into where the notes are.
Oh, they had a comeback here in the '85, I think.
And 2001 is when flat track came back. Yeah, that's modern derby. Before then, you had roller jam.
Was there a major event in 2001 that caused the change?
No, it was in Austin, Texas. I don't remember the the month, but it was in Austin.
Probably
I think it
late
was
summer.
unrelated. It was unrelated to the terrorist attacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the fourth estate is what I wanted us to be talking about. The importance of media, local media, boots on the ground,
Okay.
people that are covering communities. And that was my goal for this evening.
My goal is to get Payton to cover more of Muncie's roller derby and get it in our newspaper, but whatever. Go ahead.
Gibson Arena. I mean, I assume that's the home court.
That's
track.
where they practice. Yeah,
on Mock.
On Mock Avenue, but they play out of the fairgrounds, Delaware County Fairgrounds.
They came to the Elks one time. Rushville Elks. The little bingo room.
Yeah.
We had roller derby in there
Short
one
track.
day.
There you go.
All right. For the love of God, can we please? What's the fourth estate mean to you, Travis?
Fourth estate means, freedom of speech, which means we can talk about whatever we want, Jeremiah.
You buy ink by the barrel.
So the fourth estate, so you have the three branches of government traditionally, right? And the fourth estate then being the press and in whatever form, whether it's, newspapers, newsletters, email blasts, podcasts, PBS, Fox News, all of them are the fourth estate. It is just the people giving information to other people. And so that's what the fourth estate is a check on the other three.
So you and I have had this discussion a number of times over the years about the defense of your industry and the people that don't value it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact people that say, well, it's local news. It's, it's open to anybody. I can share whatever's in there. Who cares about the paywall, whatever's there.
Right, yeah.
But the institution of a place, the Courier Times goes back to when 18 something. Like it's 100 and some year old newspaper.
It's 187 years old, I think now. So, yeah.
You guys are stewards of this.
Yeah.
I guess I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to explain why having people like you that show up at a county council meeting, a city council meeting, a Knightstown town council meeting, a Blue River basketball game, because we don't have football up there yet. Why those things matter and the impact that they make, and give you the opportunity to kind of paint the picture for folks.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the psychology of it, of people act different when they know they're being watched, and that's a known phenomenon. I don't have the name of it right now, but when you know you're watched, you act differently. And so just when elected officials, appointed officials, whatever, the people who make the decisions are at a table and they look out on 6 or 12 or 20 empty chairs and they go, okay, we're going to do our thing. And maybe we're going to be a little sloppy about how we do the process, or we're going to fudge this or fudge that, whatever, but we're going to get it done. And there's no one there to hold them accountable, even if it's streaming, because now Indiana, everything from
pretty much every
board,
public meeting is publicly available.
Yeah. It's, I think it's county and up, as long, or if you meet in the room where it's
available,
wired for sound, then you don't have an excuse. And school boards. So school boards and then county level and up, maybe trustee, maybe township. I'd have to look, but it's an Indiana law that they have to be streamed, and so that people can see them. Because a lot of the excuse was, I didn't go to a school board meeting because I was at work, or I didn't go to the city plan commission meeting because I didn't know when it was, and then I couldn't find the records. Well, if you could just go to the YouTube channel, pull it up, then it's there. So it addressed that either apathy or just people not going.
Does that make it easier for you guys to go back and catch a meeting?
Oh, absolutely.
If you couldn't get a reporter there in real time?
It makes it easier for us I watched a meeting. You and I were actually talking about a meeting that happened while I was at a conference, and I fired it up on my way home, and I streamed it on YouTube and just listened to the audio while I was driving back from Ohio. Now, I wasn't taking notes, obviously, but I was
mentally taking notes.
I understood what the meeting was, and I understood what I could go back and what the important parts were. But even when the camera's on, you still you forget about the camera. You know, it's still an empty room. I'm still going to act and say and do things that maybe I wouldn't do if the camera was replaced by a physical person. And just even if nothing happens, what local news does and what local sport, not so much local sports, because ideally you're not having a boring game, you know,
Right.
but we're having boring meetings. And so local reporters are showing up at boring meetings, at planning commission meetings where nothing happens. You know, city, county, town, trustee,
utility meetings where they're talking about moving a pipe.
Yeah, where nothing happens. Because sometimes something does happen. And it's not because we know something big is going to happen. It's just, oh, there's going to be a $2 million bond and we need to do the $2 million. Oh, we're going to shut down Broad Street for 6 weeks or whatever, you know? And the Broad Street shutdown, I remember this. That was maybe it was the 14th Street. I'm sorry, 14th Street, when they used to have the like the big storage container was on 14th Street and it was shut down for 2 years. Yeah. Right. That was decided at a Board of Works meeting that at the time the newspaper wasn't covering very regularly. And then
so it was a surprise to everybody.
Yeah, we realized that the Board of Works was where those decisions were made about shutting down or rerouting or whatever. The council meetings are about finances for the most part. People can come and
finances and ordinances, but not the daily operation of the community.
Right. And so we said, well, we better go, you know, cover those meetings and just find out so people can know what street's going to be paved or not paved, or, you know, when they're going to open all the taps on the fire hydrants or whatever. And a lot of those are it's happening at the executive decision-making process. So, yeah, I'm focusing on the city right now. That's just a convenient one because we're right downtown. But when you don't have someone covering those, and we can't cover everything, but if there's someone in the community who can go and just sit there with their arms crossed and stare at the elected officials and mean mug them the whole time, and then gets up and leaves, well, that guy has still made decisions with the knowledge that one person is going to hold him accountable for what he said or did. Whether it was recorded and took notes or whatever, he's still going to see that guy out mowing his yard, and that guy's going to shake his fist at him or shake his hand. You know, I run into people at Kroger. I run into them at the library and at the plaza and wherever, you know, running down the, you know, Wilbur Wright Trail, and people know me. And they will hold me accountable and call me out if I got something wrong. Whereas if it's somebody from
find that you have more haters than you used to in your coverage of, we've had hot top button stories over the years, right? Whether it's been
the Doughboy,
Jesus Christ, Memorial Park issues, if it's been data centers, if it's been solar or wind, or those stories over the years that you guys have had the privilege of covering. Do you find that the community is receptive to the way things are written, or do you think that folks line up of, you know, you're too close to the incumbents, or you're always a naysayer? How do you find the response from the general public?
It depends on how the general public feels about the thing that we wrote about. Like if sometimes I am very passionate about topic A, and I would just like, this is so important, I need to write about this, and everyone needs to know, and I'm going to do like I'm just going to shut it out. I'm going to write 4 different stories about this, and you know, and nothing.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Even if it is important, like it's not just my person. Like if it is important, but nobody cares for many reasons. Or we did an ag section. We do an spring and fall agricultural regional ag section. And one of the page designers put at the top, it was like farm stuff, agricultural, like silhouettes. And it was a chicken and a cow and a barn and a wind turbine and a pine tree and all that. And I got calls for a week. Oh, we know how you really feel. Look at, you're putting it out there. I was like, oh, come on, man. That person, they don't live here. You know, they pulled a what are they called?
Clip art.
Clip art. Thank you. They pulled a clip art and they popped it on. I'm sure it was Getty. I'm sure they paid for it. It was licensed, but yeah. So it's important to be there, and yeah, people get mad at me or one of the reporters if they are mad at the elected officials, if they're mad at the officials who do it. I mean, look at the comments on our Facebook post. We'll post things and people will comment to our story as if we are the policymakers. They'll say, well, make the speed limit 65 miles an hour. Or, well, why are you not paving my road? I don't know. I don't know why I'm not paving your road. I just told you that the road was getting paved. I'm not the guy, you know. And I'm glad that people are reading it and interacting with it and are voicing it. And I hope that the politicians, the decision makers, city, county, town, whatever, the state and federal, I hope they're reading that and going, oh, look how mad that person is. They have an issue that is being unaddressed. And I hope that we can still give them that platform to address that. So, when it comes to haters, sometimes there are people that I forget exist because I can just block them on Facebook.
You just have them blocked on social media, and you ignore them.
Yeah, and then
you wait on the letter to show up at the office.
Yeah, and here's the thing: I did 4 weeks. I did coffee with the editor, and we posted about it, and we said, come to coffee with an editor. I'll give you a free cup of coffee, and tell me what complained to me. Compliment me, tell us what we're doing right, tell us what we're missing, whatever. I'm sitting here. It wasn't a performance art piece. I wasn't like, Shia LaBeouf with a bag over my head. If you guys remember that, it was great. But like, here's your opportunity. And people, I had somebody come in and we had a good conversation and I got some story ideas out of that. But for the most part, like, they didn't take me up on it. If I do an Ask Me Anything and I go online, they'll take the opportunity to blast me.
They won't bother showing up in person.
Yeah, but I mean, if you really care, you would show up. Honestly, I mean, that's if you really care. And there are people who can't show up for very legitimate reasons. But my email is on every story that I publish, and my phone number is like there, and people know how to get a hold of me, and they can just yell into the void and feel better about themselves. But I think if they really cared about if I was doing it wrong, they know how to get a hold of me. It's editor@thecouriertimes.com, 575-4651. We're in the same office we've been in since the 60s. So
Payton, your side of it, I assume, is a little bit less stressful.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying.
It depends which sports aren't you covering.
Yeah, it depends.
So tell us, you also only have so much bandwidth. There's a lot of games, there's a lot of sports, there's a lot of activities going on. What you're the editor, so I assume you're self-directed in a lot of this.
Yeah.
How do you decide, hey, do you decide you're going to do stories about individual teams, about, storylines that you have going on? Do you just try to go and say, hey, we went to the game, here's what happened, here's the run, the box score style story? What approach have you taken?
So it's more of like you said, like here, I went to the game, here's what happened, here's the box score. But as far as like deciding what games to go to, like it kind of all starts at the beginning of the season. Like you'll see teams that maybe had a bit of an unexpected record, like they're better than, they were projected to be, and you might put more focus on that team. But I would say, like Travis was saying, like the haters part of it, I kind of had a lot more of that when I first started because I didn't have any idea what I was doing. Like basically no clue what I was doing as far as like.
Is that a judgment on the guy that hired you?
It can be.
No, it's fine. Yeah, Payton learned.
I'm sure you learned on the job.
In the mix of it. Yeah, in the mix of it. He knew how to write. He knew how to consume media, and so he knew how to produce media based off of that. And his first year was learning. And I had to know that too. Somebody would call and go, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And we would talk about it and we go, let's do this. But it wasn't get out because, you have to do your first year.
Yeah. You're learning what events matter. You're learning how to cover stories, the things that make a difference. Right.
Yep. And then for me, it was more about kind of putting all that together. Like I could sit here and look at max preps and look at the box score and write a story, but it's a little different when you're actually in person and you got to get the perspective from the coach. Even sometimes in a loss, you still got to talk to the coach. Like, it was about all kinds of things, taking photos, videos. So I had to figure out how to put all that together.
20, 25 years ago, local media was different, and your reporter had to write a story. Now your reporter is responsible for all the pictures as well. You don't have 3 photographers running around town taking pictures of events as they show up. You guys either take your own pictures or you get those that are submitted by the community, right?
Right.
Yeah, and we have correspondence. We have some very, very gifted photographers.
I was gonna say, who do a great job.
Yeah, and so we get like Sports Illustrated types of action shots, and who also share their knowledge. So then Payton can go out there himself and take those same sort of photos. But then there's the trade off: am I going to get the good shot? Am I going to get the notes? You know, and that's a skill that he's learned how to do. But we always have to do that. You know, I'll be listening, I'll be typing up, you know, whatever is going on exchange, but I'm like, okay, now I need to take a picture of this. Like somebody's yelling or somebody's being, you know, whatever. I have to stop writing and go do the thing. And yeah, there's always that tension.
So like I put everything in my notes app that's happening in the game. It's the worst feeling when I'm sitting here putting what just happened in my notes app. Like, for instance, like the baseball, softball season. I'll be sitting here typing on my phone and I'll look up and somebody just hit the ball 300 feet over the fence, 350 over the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the worst feeling knowing that you missed out on a video trying to get the full breakdown.
We got to get you 2 devices, right? We need a tablet with a keyboard, and we need a
GoPro.
Yeah,
with a clamp.
Well, I've been thinking about getting the Meta glasses, using them for like post-game interviews and stuff that. But
yeah. Well, make sure 2 things. It's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of. It's going to be a lot of typing. You know.
Yeah.
But also, you do. You know, when you're, it's going everywhere.
Yep.
So
and then you definitely got to tell people you're wearing glasses.
Payton, like the real reason we invited you here today is we wanted more cross country coverage for Newcastle. That was the real goal.
Okay.
No, Zach Burcham over here is the middle school track coach, or your track and cross country.
Yeah, I was on the track staff this year. On the high school. So I think that the cross country stuff, and this is a lot of times it's the coach or the AD writing something up and submitting it to the paper. And I think even for some meets that we would show up to with Tri's coach would write up and handle both of them, would handle Newcastle because he knew Newcastle kids or whatever. And so, I think, and I knew at one point I had a parent that was like, or a grandparent that was like, do you have anybody doing anything? I was like, no. And like, I'll take care of it. And next thing I know, we're popping up in the paper. I'm like, I think she's doing that on her own. So I think somebody, because there's a certain point, there's no way anybody could be at all the events. And somebody's got to tell you what happened because nobody else is going to. So so some I'm assuming is getting submitted by interested parties in the community. And so it just about have to.
Yeah.
So
I definitely get a lot of stuff for track and cross country submitted by coaches, athletic directors, but track and cross country is kind of a difficult one because for other sports, you can go on Max Preps and see like, oh, this is what happened. Here's the player stats. Like cross country doesn't really have a lot of that. So it's a bit harder to find information and scores and with deadlines and everything. It's a little bit harder to get that in the paper, but it's definitely something that
you need a press release from a student, from a player coach.
Yeah, that's that happens. I know because I have to do announcement. I'm the one that writes the announcement for the school too, that goes for the middle school. So I've had to figure out how to do that. So yeah.
Well, Zach, how's that? Do you announce like their stuff? The middle school announces that later.
So like when they do school announcements.
Yeah.
I have a form I submit the results so that they can the kids, because the kids are for middle school, they're real big on that.
Oh no, 100%.
They want to hear about themselves on the school announcements.
Can you just email that to Payton?
Yeah, I probably could do that.
There you go. Done. Yeah. Solved. No, honestly, and that's how it works. People don't realize it's that easy. They'll have somebody. They'll spend all this time to make a big social media campaign, and it's all up on their social media, and they're telling they're like they've got 500 followers, and their 500 followers know what's going on. I'm like, if you just sent that to the newspaper, please make it a Word doc so we can just copy paste it so that we don't have to type all the text off. But you've got the text, just send that to the newspaper. and then we'll reach thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's already done, you've already done it one way. You just CC him or something, and I'm not putting you on the spot, but like I'm kind of putting you and all the coaches, all of them, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things I think you figure out how all that stuff works
Yeah.
in each town or in the schools. Like, oh, here's a Google doc, or like for them, it's a Google form.
Yeah.
So
that I've got linked to it.
So they can do all that. All the coaches can email Chase here, Payton here, and then he can cover more roller derby.
Yeah.
That's kinda what we're
Absolutely.
getting to.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Roller derby, and it is streamed. Derby Date Night on YouTube. Derby Date Night. They do. They
Talk
stream
about
a lot
getting hot
of
and
that.
heavy.
How about I just sign up?
Yeah, you can
Just see what happens.
Yeah, no, you can
Write
get
a
in
story about that. I got
Yeah.
a hands-on experience.
there. There you go.
what's
Yeah.
I want to hear from each of you. What's your favorite local story is in the last year that you've gotten to cover? So since July 4th of last year.
Yeah, I cover less now because my role just as it's more like a
Or as an editor, the
No,
thing
right.
you're most proud of that,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you guys
but-
did as a paper.
yeah. You go ahead and go so we don't have dead air.
Oh, I could tell you right now, the Knightstown Tri football game last year, that was one of the best games I've ever been to. So I'd probably say writing that story was a lot of fun. Had some other ones like Newcastle's basketball team. This is definitely, I think it was it definitely was. It was like a year and a half ago, but Newcastle's basketball team hosted Wapahani in the field house. I think Wapahani was like 12-0 or something like that. Newcastle probably had like 4 wins.
Right, and that they
Newcastle,
won.
yeah,
They
Newcastle
beat
beat them.
I remember that.
So
yeah,
that was another fun
was
game
good, yeah.
too. But yeah, just exciting games like that. I mean, with sports, it's more of like
The
I'm going
moment.
to a game, and yeah, it's in the moment.
yeah.
Not as much on the human interest side yet, though, of stories or individual athletes or anything on that side that you're getting to cover yet.
I mean, yeah, I've had a couple like that, but I haven't really gotten into like unless I do like a feature story or something like that. But it's more of like I go to more games than anything.
Yep.
So I would say those are probably some of the best games I've been to over the past year and a half or so.
Yeah.
Travis?
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, I'm trying to think of we're out of the season where everything was COVID. We're 6 years past COVID. That was always an easy answer. But man, I haven't covered things myself in so long because I am more. It feels more like the editor on the movies who's got the desk because I'm now over the different papers, and it's almost like
You're building a puzzle.
a metaphysical desk where okay, we've got the Marion beat and we've got the Newcastle beat and and I'm like, okay, everybody do it, and then I'll come write a story. Like I just wrote a story. I was saying, Presley Sora wrote a children's book last year, and I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been writing about that guy for a while. That was a fun story to write last year, 25, when it was his first, when he was in the 500.
He was going to Daytona for the first time.
Daytona.
So he did the Daytona 200, the ARCA race in February.
because he's an ARCA. Yeah. But getting to write about Presley,
Cambridge
has
City
been- has
guy,
been very
not a
cool.
kid. He feels
Yeah.
like he's a kid, but he's 21, 22 years old now.
22, yeah, 22, and he's
Payton's
racing, and he his story was fun to tell. It was a lot of fun to tell, and continuing to follow that, and then 4-H is getting ready to start off, and I think about those where I've been now there for 12 years, so I'm going to be writing about
The kids that were mini
10-year
4-Hers
students.
are now
Yeah.
10-year 4-Hers
Right.
and out. Yeah.
Exactly. Or they are already out and they're back as, I've seen Katie Flum. Gosh, she's from down south. She was Miss Henry
Puff.
County. Fluff?
Puff.
Puff. Thank you. Yeah, I knew there was P's and F's. But Katie, was Miss Henry County one year. And then she's back, like she's in it now. Like, isn't she part of the organization or something? Or I've seen her back at different things. It's just, but like I see that. I see all these.
She does have a new name now, though. It's easier.
It is
Smith.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Is she still involved? But,
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, but now like this.
I knew she got married. I had to look it up.
Okay. So yeah, it's not just me.
Here's random Indy 500 trivia for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to let Zach say it.
There's never been a driver in the Indianapolis 500 with the last name Smith
Ever.
ever.
110-year history.
Never been a Smith in the 500.
If Katie enters, she'll be the first Smith.
Does she?
Yeah.
Does she drive?
No, it's just a
Oh,
random
okay.
thing.
It should be
It's
the first
just-
Smith.
It's one of those. It's
But it doesn't
like
have to
the
be-
Smiths and the Joneses. These two super common last names, but there's never been a Smith in the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
No Smiths
that's good.
allowed.
I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah, random fact.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's
I like that.
That's Donald Davidson knowledge.
It's not Ronald. It's not roller derby, but it's what we got for you.
Yeah, no, well, it's skate fast, turn left. It's basically that, until you don't, But so 4-H right now is always a lot of fun to write about. When I guess what I try to do, I try to make every story that I write my favorite story. Because if I don't
That
care
moment,
about it,
what's
it's
on your
har-
desk
it's-
that day is the one you care about.
Yeah, it's really hard to write a story that you don't care about. And that's when you're doing a beat, when you're covering government and you're just like, man, I don't care. It was a boring meeting. I can tell when I read your story that either A, you don't care about it, or B, you have no idea what you're writing. And I can pick it up and go, this person, they knew what they were writing, but they didn't understand what they were writing. I put down facts. I put down a bunch of facts, and here I'm moving on to a story I care about. I'm like, oh man, come on. That's nobody's going to read that. Like, you wasted your time and my time and their time. And we shouldn't do that. So it's a big challenge.
We have a special election coming up.
We
That's
do.
going to be a fun story.
We do. And do you know the day of the special election, Jeremiah?
I do not. Has it
do,
been
and
announced?
It's in the
I've
newspaper tomorrow.
I've heard July.
It is August 25th.
Ooh, I might be on baby duty.
It is 9 weeks. It's the 9th Tuesday after the order is filed.
Okay.
And the order was filed on the 29th. And so the 9th Tuesday after that is August 25th.
So there were
I'm sorry, August 15th.
there were horrific
It's one of
voter.
those days.
Whichever one's a Tuesday. I think it's August 15th. Sorry. It's
There
correct in the
were-
paper tomorrow.
There were a number of irregularities where folks that lived in a township but not in town limits got to vote in the town election, in a town primary.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I was right.
we are going to see a race for the town board and the town clerk treasurer
We're
for
gonna see
Knightstown.
another race. Yes.
A rematch of the
Yeah.
same folks that were on the ballot before.
Correct.
And we will see.
Yeah.
Because the incumbent lost by like 3 votes,
In the,
I believe, or in the
the
one that had
clerk
folks
treasurer,
that
yeah.
shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Some of the wrong people got
at
to
least each of those races had at least one vote that it shouldn't have.
vote. Yes.
And so
The
They
election
can't-
board said
no.
they're going to do it again.
they can't parse them. Yeah. So they're going to do it again.
So that'll be fun. I don't think in the time we've had this show, we've never had a special election because of this. This is a brand new terrain for our
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
The Courier Times in the 180-year history, you guys may have had something like this may have happened in 1913, but we didn't invent microphones yet.
Yeah, it's true.
I think there was
I
microphones.
think they had telephones, and telephones have microphones on them.
phonogram.
The broadcasting wasn't as good.
Actually, it was all broadcasting.
narrowcasting.
This is streaming, but broadcasting has to do with radio waves. It's okay. Anyways, it was different.
There'd be no way I'd be allowed on the radio.
Boy, you don't want to hear about the things we're negotiating then, do you?
Well,
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
oh,
It could be.
okay.
Yeah.
We used to be
Well,
on
as-
Indiana Talks, but then we quit sending it to them.
Is that all it is? Zach just kept. He said, "I've got to send it to the middle school office. I can't send it to Indiana Talks."
That was before my time.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, somebody just got volunteered.
Zach does
Yeah.
enough.
I'm so busy. man.
Zach does enough. Trust me.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, special elections coming up. That's been a fun one to write about. And
And in the last since this show was here last, we've had some more news. Of course, we know coming out of the primary that Jim Nicholson and David Bockover are going to be two candidates running for sheriff in the Henry County election. So we're going to get a new sheriff regardless. That's a contested race. House District 54, Nan Polk announced that she's running for state representative again.
Yes. On Friday, she filed.
Yes. So, and then Corey Criswell obviously won renomination for the Republican Party. We're coming up on the deadline for all of these races to get folks in. So these still could change. Ron Ittmeyer and Jeff Rotz are both running for State Senate District 27. Senator Rotz has been serving since, I want to say, like 2012, 2014. He's been around a while.
Yeah, but he's only been our senator.
He's new to us.
Yeah.
He's new to us. I think this is the second cycle he's actually been on our ballot. And then what I think is going to be one of the more fascinating races in Henry County this year is going to be the Henry Township trustee race between Kirk Sorrell and Travis Lyle. Travis Lyle has been a very influential township trustee for Henry Township, where he's relocated the township trustee's office. He's done a lot more community-oriented and really grown the power of the township trustee's office over his 4-year term. So it's going to be really interesting to see if the community says, yes, this is what we want to do, or hell no, we don't want to do that. With the homelessness and the opening of cooling centers and all of the other things that have happened there, that race, I think, is going to be fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know we're going to cover that here in the, and I hopefully we'll see some of that in the Courier Times coming up as the summer and the fall goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope so too. You want to go interview those guys for me?
They'll be on. They're going to get invitations here.
Okay.
And we'll write our little thing, and you guys. We
we
always
just
encourage
use
you guys to pull quotes from it and write stories from our show.
Okay.
Secretary of State. This is the top ticket in the state of Indiana. We don't have a governor race. We don't have a race for U.S. senator. This is the very top race on the ballot.
Yep.
And it's looking like it's going to be a 4-way race. So Bo Bai, grandson of the U.S. senator and the son of the governor and senator, he won the Democrat nomination. Diego Morales was the incumbent. He lost in a 4-way race last week in Fort Wayne. You okay with this, Bones?
I'm good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Because I know you were emotionally attached to Diego.
Yep.
Having him not continue on is going to be rough for
He
you.
was literally attached to the hip.
Max Engling, who is a staffer for Senator Jim Banks, he is going to be the Republican nominee. Lori Schillings is a Boss Hog alum. She was with us last year. She won the Libertarian nomination last month. And then the really interesting penny in the slots here, the Lincoln Party has been invented in Indiana. And that is a new political party. 72,000 signatures have been put together so far to get this on the ballot. And former mayor of Indianapolis, Greg Ballard, is going to be on the ballot. So you've got
he's got a party. I thought he was just running independent. He's running the Lincoln Party.
He has created the Lincoln Party.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
So and once again, 2% of the vote gets you on the ballot for the next 4 years. 10%, and you go into primary status.
Right.
So if Lori Schillings or Ballard gets 10%, you've got minor party status. If you get 2%, then your party continues and you can be in any race in the state of Indiana for the next 4 years with just a couple of signatures instead of having to do what the Libertarians did in 1994 and now Ballard has done this year, getting 70,000 signatures, which is incredible. He needed like 35,000. He's got over 70,000 now. So I don't think there's any way he's going to drop off at this point. I think it's a pretty likely scenario that he's going to win his way onto the ballot in the fall. Any thoughts?
I saw a press release from Lori that said, this is the year we win 10% for the Libertarians. And I have always, and I remember you and I had this conversation, probably it's been 15 years ago now when we started the Libertarian Party of Henry County.
Absolutely.
No, it's been more than that.
That party
15. It's been
probably 2010, 2011.
Yeah. Okay. So 15. And I was at the time, I was like, yeah, 10%, get all, and then having the conversations, this could be a year of reckoning, I think, for the Libertarian Party of Indiana, because since 1994, it's been able to go, okay, we have ballot access, but we always pick the candidates at the convention it's not taxpayer funded primaries.
Sure.
We're not using taxpayers to pick our candidates, right? And so that was kind of always like a high hill, a high posturing, I guess. But if the Libertarian candidate does get 10% and has then access to kind of even the playing field and has access to all the resources that come with being a party, being a Republican or Democrat,
Classified as a major party.
A major party, yeah. Then yeah, of course you play the game the same as everybody else plays the game. But then it becomes a choice of like, are you forced to? Is it a shall or is it a may? Like you shall be on the primary, or you may, if you choose, to maybe compromise your principles and have taxpayers pay for your.
What they will tell you is that that they as taxpayers, that voters that vote Libertarian, the 100,000 people that do every year, they're getting underrepresented because they don't have that data that the other parties do. Right. So you are paying for it, but it's not getting collected. Now, would those folks actually show up and vote in the primary? I'm not sure they would. I think they still very well may take a Republican or a Democrat ballot. I think the Democrats in Henry County suffer because they don't have very competitive local elections in their primary. You get people to turn out to vote in the Republican or the Democrat primary because that's where you have competitive races. If you don't have competitive races in May for a small party, nobody's going to show up. If Libertarians don't run any candidates, there's no reason to vote for anybody in a primary, right? So if you don't have a contested race that is compelling, a hell of a lot of people pulled a Republican ballot because they really cared about the sheriff's race that was happening or the Northern District Commissioner race that was happening.
Right. But
this year.
As soon as you do that, you are committing yourself and locking yourself out of like subjecting yourself to rules that are written by so-and-so. If you then want to, and I wrote about this for an election a couple years back where, a sheriff's candidate wanted to run as the Republican, but had pulled a Democrat ticket some years before to vote for their buddy. But you have to have this
two cycles,
and
unless the county chairman likes you.
Yeah, but
it depends.
Yeah, so there's. I just think I see it as it would be very interesting if the LP hit 10% and then had access, and then I wonder if there's and maybe I've been out of the party for so long that I don't know like that conversation.
Yeah,
I
mean,
mean,
honestly, this is the biggest threat to the Libertarian Party in many years. Having another party on the ballot this November because they're not the automatic alternate choice. If you don't like the other old parties, now there's a newer party. The Greg Ballard vote is a very real risk to the Libertarians this fall.
But then it could also shift the percentages too.
Yeah. And it could, Greg Ballard is going to massively put a dent in the vote potentially for Max Engling, a relative unknown Republican candidate against a Democrat whose dad is a senator with, a $3 million war chest.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell he's got.
Yeah. Bo has some name recognition behind him. Yeah.
Not to Payton. Payton doesn't, you don't know who the hell his dad was, do you? No. Yeah.
He created,
are you a registered voter?
He created Unigov. Didn't Bert, was it Birch By? Birch By created
No, that
Unigov.
was Dick Lugar. I think that was Dick Lugar.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I take
Birch
it back.
Birch By is responsible for, I think, the 25th Amendment.
Oh,
yeah,
something like that.
Something pretty important.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that Ballard's going to do really well because he comes off as reasonable, just as a reasonable guy with name recognition for anybody in Central Indiana. I don't know how he'll do in other outside the donut counties, but he's a human.
It's the most fascinating race in Indiana.
He's a human.
Yeah, which is saying something.
Yeah.
Ain't more like like when I saw the results for our primary, I was like, oh, sweet. Some human beings won. Like human, like normal people that are not screaming and hollering all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. And again, maybe I'm so far removed from the political inside that the philosophical about it is just in my head.
Any purity test that folks had when they were the Republicans were all in on Diego Morales back in April, and then by mid-May they were trying to force him out of the race. So I'm not sure how pure anybody is in their motives in this race.
It took 2 ballots to get them all kicked off. Like
It took the second ballot.
Oh my gosh!
I have to give the Republicans no credit, though. I really thought Diego was going to win. I really didn't think that party had any balls.
Well,
Morales had $1 million and couldn't do anything about it.
but this is the party that also stopped redistricting. We cannot forget that the Indiana Senate stopped redistricting. Blew my mind. I had to check like what is happening. Like
The votes weren't there. People like Senator Lysing and Senator Kreider said, "Yeah, we're not doing it."
That was something
They were brave enough to stand up to the White House this year.
That was a lot. That was something that I did enjoy writing about when that was happening. I wasn't happy. Like I was so frustrated, but writing about it, reaching out to people. And mainly I was reporting that we weren't getting responses at any of the newspapers, which cover different, some people were very much going to respond. Some people didn't. And so it was good during that, a kind of a national existential crisis that was affecting Indiana. It was affecting local. And really, I mean, they had, people getting swatted and bomb threats.
Absolutely.
Like, so it wasn't fun to write about.
If you were voting,
it was a powerful thing to write about.
If you were a no vote, I think a lot of those folks wanted to keep their mouth shut and privately say, "Hey, there's not the votes here to do it," but they didn't want to put themselves in there as a target.
No, yeah, I agree. And that is, we have cultivated and allowed, infection in the society and the democratic process, that people can just go and, burn down a judge's house and that's not okay. Like you can't be objective about that. That's not okay.
Yeah.
Violence
was
is
that
cool.
kind of thing there where the federal thing reached into the local levels of government, and they could be silent. When you're in the state legislature, you don't have to comment on Trump, you don't have to comment on that stuff, but then they came for them, and those local politicians didn't have to comment on national stuff. Now they're being forced into the national political discussion, and it's toxic. And yeah, some of those guys are probably just waiting for the whole thing to just blow over and for us to kind of move on. And all of a sudden now, they're being forced to say something. And I bet they didn't want to, because look what happens when you do. Either way, there's people that get angry no matter what you do for saying anything, just for the opinion on anything is, can't be. I bet it wasn't fun for them. Still isn't fun for them.
No, it's still going on. So yeah.
Speaking of violence, World Cup, Payton. Have you've taken an interest in soccer before the World Cup, or just in the last month?
Like I knew a little bit about it. I didn't really know a whole lot of these players, especially when they're coming from different club leagues and stuff like that to participate on these national teams. But I've definitely got some more knowledge on it over the past couple weeks.
So I've watched a handful of games and been surprised at how compelling they are to watch, right? Especially when it's just like, I think we've talked about it on here, Bones, where it's like playoff baseball, where it's,
Playoff baseball is so much different than baseball right now.
There are high stakes where you're coming down to the end, and people are shots on goal matter, and every time somebody kicks a ball down at that end, you go, oh shit, that's that's going to end somebody's season, or that's going to help them advance. So we've seen some big heavyweights fall out in the last couple of days, because we're into the knockout round now. Scotland did not make it out of pool play, which would become America's favorites.
Yeah.
Bones, they were your team.
I love them.
You were in it for the kilts.
I have no idea what their soccer team looked like, but I love the fans.
You were all in for the fan base.
I was.
They drank Boston out of beer and put a hurting on Landshark Stadium down in Miami, or whatever Joe Robbie is called now.
You'll love to pull out that name. I think it's Hard Rock now.
Sure. It was the Miami Garden Stadium, I think, according to FIFA.
Oh, yeah.
Germany is out. Freddie, everybody, we talked about Freddie, the Twitter guy, the fan.
Oh, yeah.
He's staying until July 23rd, but his team is out, and now he's depressed. He doesn't know what he's going to do. I think he's just going to tour America for the next 24 days. Which is good for us. Japan is out, and so the Netherlands have also lost. America is still alive.
Colombia.
We are playing Bosnia and the Balkans.
Yeah.
Herzegovina. Is anybody? I need a local spelling. Herzegovina.
It's on TV right now.
There we go. The game is tomorrow, but they are previewing it. One of the star player for the Bosnia. I'm just going to say Bosnia because they were a war torn country in the Clinton administration. There's a kid who a player for that team who's from Milwaukee, and he chose to play for the Bosnian team because that's where his parents are from.
Yeah, they call him Milwaukee Messi.
They're Milwaukee
I seen
Messi.
that earlier.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
That's awesome.
he this is the first time they've ever advanced out of pool play, and now he could potentially take out his own country.
Yeah. Which is not a good thing to hear because I've heard that about 4 times. Like, oh, this is the first time they played in a knockout game, and 2 of those teams won yesterday. So
That's what makes it exciting.
yeah, not against the USA.
Yeah.
You can keep that for the next round. We're good.
Time will tell. And this is also in Santa Clara. So this is at the not Levi Stadium.
ESC Sports Authority Stadium.
Yes.
I don't know.
Look, I'm not usually one for bold predictions. I could definitely say that there's no possible way that we're losing this game tomorrow night.
Okay.
There's no way. It's not gonna happen.
Well, way to put that out there.
Famous last
It's not
words.
gonna happen.
We're gonna clip that if we need to.
Didn't I see something about the United States men's team? Their path to the final is like ridiculous, I think, in terms of like the number of teams that they're all strong teams, but like they're like, oh, this is a great draw for them, but we'll see. It's interesting.
I'm trying to remember who they are lined up with because I think they're at the bottom of the bracket. Yeah, I can't remember the exact matchup of who they'll play.
Let's pull this up here and see if we can war game this in real time for Team America. America.
So they're playing Bosnia Herzegovina, 72% chance. They're probably going to be playing Belgium in the round of 16. And this gives them statistics, 31% chance of beating them. And now
I think they've got more than that.
69% chance of losing.
then they have to play Spain. Then they have to play Spain.
You say
potentially.
31% chance of winning. Get out of here.
Yeah. Well, it's 9% against Spain.
Yeah, so 91% chance of losing.
Yeah, and then the semifinals they'd have to play
you're making a
France.
lot of assumptions that Spain's going to get there.
Yeah.
Portugal and Croatia and Spain and Austria are a bracket. So theoretically, those two will flow through. And then it's Belgium and Senegal versus the USA and Bosnia. And then you're coming back out of, you've got Canada and Morocco still alive on the other side of the bracket, and Paraguay and France.
I'll tell you what, don't sleep on Senegal. I watched them play the other night, and I was actually pretty impressed watching them.
Don't sleep on my Colombians either, although they've probably done enough coke. They can't sleep.
The Colombians will play Ghana on July 3rd. Payton, here, my theory on this was that the last time that the World Cup was in the United States was 1994, before you were born, significantly.
It was the year that the Libertarian Party of Indiana gained ballot access.
This is quite true.
A lot of things happened in 94. It was a big year.
OJ.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. OJ, Knicks versus Pacers. The choke.
Yeah.
Ron Stark's bloody eye. All of those things. Anyway, we're not doing this, Bones. We're getting in. We're okay.
500.
Al Jr. with the beast.
Okay.
Nope, that's easy. The Benz, the Mercedes Benz should have been Emerson Fittipaldi. Crashed in turn 4, trying to lap Al Jr. If you need me for IndyCar
this is
coverage,
good
your third
stuff.
guy. I'm your guy, man.
This is good stuff.
I think that you're going to have somebody from this hemisphere win. Somebody from humidity. I think that's the key. Is that you're going to have to survive the outdoor conditions that we have here. Your Brazils, your United States, your Mexico, those countries, I think that train and deal with heat and humidity are going to do much better than France or Spain.
Oh, France is France is dying.
France
right now.
played
They
in the
just
heat
beat Sweden.
today, and they dominated Sweden.
They just beat
in the
Sweden.
second half.
But
too.
they beat Sweden. Not exactly a bastion of heat and humidity.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a
Although-
cold heat up there.
Although the Norways are starting to thrive under it.
the defending champs are Argentina.
Exactly. Same story.
I don't know. Does Argentina get corn sweat? I don't.
Yeah, Argentina
Oh,
is
yeah.
a massive producer of
Corn and
soybeans.
Yeah, the soybeans don't make corn sweat. Do they have corn down there? That's what. That's what I'm
Yes,
specific.
I believe so.
Brazil sure as hell does. Brazil sure as shit does. I don't know. I think it's going to be somebody from the New World. That's been my big prediction throughout. This concludes World Cup talk.
Can I say I love all the reels of the Europeans coming, like just going to Buc-ee's, going to Cracker Barrel, going to Texas Roadhouse. I'm like, I will watch this.
Waffle House.
Yeah, like
all
they're
day.
driving around listening to Ella Langley on the radio.
Yeah, and well, they're like, you guys come over and you see all of our castles. We come over and we go to White Castle.
Yeah.
And we like,
I think I saw somebody like there was like tweet or something about that, how bummed out they were that they were 200 miles from the nearest White Castle. And that might have been it.
Did they check for a huddle house?
No. I don't think
did they look
have
for
it.
Where do you
Crystal?
have to be to where you're 200 miles from a White
Oh,
Castle?
I mean, there's
There
You know,
are
there are a lot of White Castles.
there are
left.
White Castle
That's-
deserts in this
I
country.
was going to say you have to be out west somewhere.
Yeah, but then you have other options. Again, you have. Anyways, it's just fun. Those are fun to watch when they're like, I got another soda. Like you just filled it up like it's a gallon of Coke to go. Yeah, and like, yeah, we also have a lot of diabetes and we don't have universal health care. So it's a
They
trade
did
off.
drink the plane out of beer.
They did.
The Scottish did.
They drank
God, I
Boston
loved
out
them.
of.
They were awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Okay,
There was,
so
okay.
They're going to have to
Bones.
come back for paternity tests in about 9 months.
Oh, probably. Especially being in Miami.
And I know there's a crystal equivalent, but according to Google Maps, it appears 5 or 6 White Castles outside the state of Indiana or within view of the state of Indiana. There's one in Florida, Western Illinois, a couple in like either Ohio or Northern Kentucky, and the rest of them are in Indiana.
I feel like
I
White
did
Castle
not
started in
realize
Columbus,
that.
Ohio.
I did not realize that it was
Wendy's did.
so hardcore.
You can check this, but
Oh,
I
wow.
believe White Castle started in Columbus, Ohio.
Wasn't it headquartered for a while in Indianapolis?
Oh, no. Their headquarters is in Columbus.
And of course, everybody knows Texas Roadhouse started in the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
Well,
White
everyone knows it
Castle
now. I did not
originated
know
in
that.
Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I didn't think.
Yeah.
I'm
Founded
just
or
surprised.
I
headquarters?
said originated.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
But anyways, it's
They
just
do have an office, though, in Columbus.
Columbus.
Yeah.
it is
No,
fun.
yeah,
that all
the headquarters moved to Columbus, Ohio in 1934, where it remains today. But that's a region. That's a very. I didn't realize it was. It's a very regional chain.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, Waffle House is much
Basically-
more national.
Just Indiana, with the exception of like 5 locations.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
I did-
Yeah,
that's a
weird.
chain that's been on life support, I think, for like
I've visited a
20
White
years.
Castle in Georgetown, Kentucky this last year, and that's probably the most remote White Castle I've ever been to.
I haven't been to. I only go to White Castles after concerts.
it's the Taco Bell for American burgers. Like you got to be in a state to really be hungry for that.
This weekend, the Indy cars are bringing in America's 250th birthday by racing at the Mid Ohio Sports Car Course on the equivalent of Greensboro Pike in Lexington, Ohio. Zach, you and I are going to be there. About 60,000 other people will be there as well. 95 degrees is the expected high temperature.
Yeah,
You ready for this shit?
I'll see. I have some shade in the after. I got evening shade in my campsite, so I'm hoping.
You
Air conditioners working.
Yeah, actually, that's one of the things I did. I went camping this weekend, and I got to test out the AC, and it's working.
You famously went through the month of May on solar only. I wanted to ask you if you were going to try to do that again on 4th of July weekend
Yeah, I got the gas
without
cans out,
running
ready
any
to go.
electricity in your camper.
Yeah, no, I'll need the generator fuel. I'll be filling that up. But yeah, our weather went from not too bad to we went from like spring to full disgusting summer, in like 4 days.
It does that every year.
I know, but not usually. We don't normally almost get to July.
No, I know. It usually happens
June
in May.
was mild.
Like the
Memorial Day
Indy
weekend.
500.
Yeah, usually Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, the 500 was pleasant this year. I believe the weather was pretty good for it. Where
It was
and
gorgeous.
then, and then June was just wet and pleasant. It was nice.
It was pleasant.
But we fall for it every year.
It was 75 degrees at 5:15 this morning in Newcastle.
Yeah.
There should be a beach nearby. There should be an ocean if it's that warm.
Go down to the river.
Summit Lake has a lovely beach.
It does. It does.
Oh.
Just have to fight the geese off. So, Alex Pillow or the field? That's the question.
Oh, I say the field.
Was that just wishful thinking?
No, just we had a little mistake last year. I think the heat will be interesting to see how the heat impacts the cars. You might see they've been having a bunch of hybrid failures, and that might happen again because of the heat. So I don't know. You never know. I think there'll be a little chaos because of the temperatures, and there's supposed to be a potential thunderstorm, so you don't know if it's going to be a full-length race.
I think David Malukas wins his first race this weekend in the Honda Grand Prix, driving a Chevrolet. Because this is the crap that happens. Honda went and dominated the Chevy Grand Prix. I think a Chevy's going to win on the 4th of July in the Honda race.
Why doesn't Chevy troll Honda the way Honda trolls Chevy and run a Chevy livery?
Pure patriotic American.
Just run American livery.
The heartbeat of America.
If Travis, those guys might not watch it, but for the Chevrolet Grand Prix of Detroit, Alex Pillow ran a Honda Racing Corporation livery. He literally just ran a red, white, and blue livery, but for the engine manufacturer, and then he won, and he's running the opposite engine it was in the shadow of GM's headquarters. So they trolled him, and then he won.
Funny.
So they need to troll him back.
Bones, you got a prediction?
The field.
The field?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be brave enough to say which part of the field?
Yeah. Let's go with Pato.
Pato Award. All right. I think he won 2 years ago. I do remember that I have our predictions from the World Cup in this prediction game. Zach, you picked Argentina. I believe they're still alive.
Yeah.
Mason Rottinghouse picked France. They're still living. Mr. Bones, you have Colombia. They're still alive. Caleb Buchanan, public information officer for Knightstown Fire Department. He chose Iraq. They did not make it through.
Yeah.
And I chose Mexico, which is doing just fine. So most of us are still alive. Mexico versus Equator is today.
The real ball.
That's at 9. That's 9 p.m. tonight. So
you see Equator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. That's yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Equator. It's right there at Ecuador.
It just right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
Cadiz, Cadiz. Nobody knows.
It's Cadiz.
Milans.
If you're down in Kentucky, it's Katie's. It's Katie's, Kentucky.
Caramel by the cornfields.
It's Carmel.
Yeah.
There's not a second A in the
Caramel, Indiana. We're disrespecting Ecuador. Do you know why it's called Ecuador?
Because it's on the equator.
But it's not pronounced equator.
I know.
It's the dumbest game.
You invented it.
How about those Pacers making moves, getting back in the draft? Mr. Sports Guy, I want to know, as from the expert here, is this just to make a very angry fan base happy because they got Mr. Smith out of Purdue, or do they actually think this is going to be a good decision for the team in the 2026-27 season?
I don't know if it'll be a decision that's made this season. I mean, when you look at their roster, they have how many guards on their roster? Like half of their team.
Yeah, they got like 6 guards. You need them.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't draft another one. I mean, I get it. Like, obviously, Smith is a great player, submitted himself at Purdue, but I don't know. I think the Pacers may be possibly planning like maybe some kind of trade here. I mean, that's the only thing I could think. Either that, or maybe Smith will spend some time in the G League and
That's my thoughts.
Yeah, maybe sign a two-way contract or something at the end of this season, kind of like how we saw with Quentin Jackson last year. And then he got signed to a full-term deal. But, I mean, you've got Andrew Nemhard, Aaron Nesmith, Quentin Jackson. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton's coming back. Several other guards off the bench. It's like, where does he fit?
Can't play 3 guards on there.
Right.
There's a light up billboard on 65 near Lafayette that said welcome, and it had his picture on to the Pacers, and it was like something. Yeah, so they bought a billboard space near Lafayette to mention that they did that.
The Pacers tanked a season to try to get a top 5 lottery pick. Didn't get it. And then they had no picks at all. And then they had to give up capital to get into the second round to take a guy that we are predicting might be a G leaguer.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
It's
obviously
still
not.
Pacers basketball. Okay,
Yeah.
we will find a way.
I'm just saying. We're just saying it out loud. So we've read this into the record. This is the strategy we've chosen. This team did make the NBA Finals 13 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a new rebounding center that they have needed for many years now. I mean, that's what they needed, and they went and got it. So I'm interested to see how Zubac kind of fits in with this team and see if they can make it back.
Should fans, as we get into basketball season in October, November, should Pacers fans expect a team that is in the top 4 seeds in the East next year?
I don't think so.
All right.
I would say definitely top 8.
A playoff
I think
team
they'll
They're
get
a
into the
playoff team.
play-in tournament
is
at
a
least.
is a playoff team, but
Yeah.
not a home court playoff team.
Right.
What are we doing? Just sad. It's just sad, man.
They'll be just good enough to not be able to get a good draft pick for next year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they
Feels like
changed,
my
they
goddamn
changed all
Colts,
the rules
man.
now. Like, it's looking like, honestly, it's like picks or the teams with, like, I think it was like the 4th through 6th worst records or something like that actually now have the best chance of receiving the number 1 overall pick.
So they changed this so the teams that are like kind of mediocre
There's no
have a
incentive for
chance to
tanking.
actually get out.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I've heard all the time is kind of same thing with the Colts is Colts and the Pacers were always like good enough to be kind of respectable, but not good enough. They're not good enough to be great and not bad enough to get good picks in the draft to be better. They're just kind of stuck in the middle. So
Yeah, I appreciate when they're not doing a race to the bottom, because I remember the suck for luck years,
Yep.
you know, and that's not fun. Like, it's fun strategically, but it's not fun. Like, I want to watch the game, you know. So
I don't
You
know.
didn't-
It opened up Sundays for me.
You
for a
didn't
little
enjoy
bit.
Curtis Painter?
No one enjoyed Curtis Painter. Curtis Painter didn't enjoy Curtis Painter.
it was the post stuff for luck years, but I went to a game one time for $5 because they were so bad it just didn't matter. It was like, oh, $5 Colts tickets. Okay.
All right. Final thoughts, Mr. Weik?
support your local news, whether that is getting a subscription at the paper, whether it's supporting, you know, podcasts and streams that are doing work that way.
If folks want to sign up to receive the Courier Times or the Shelby News or the
Yeah.
Marion Gazette,
The Marion Chronicle Tribune. It's
Okay.
another C-T, so it's not confusing at all when
or,
I'm talking to people
or the
about it.
Connorsville.
News Examiner.
Oh, if it was the Zillich, I would have been so excited. The
Courier.
Connors
Yeah.
Zillich.
No, you go to the you know, you can go to the websites, you know, thecouriertimes.com and those you can sign up online. You get really
Imagine what
good,
they write
really
about
good deals.
Connorsville.
What's that?
Can you imagine what goes on they have to write about in Connorsville?
Oh, there's a lot going on.
A lot of-
Oh, yeah.
A lot of
Oh,
bridge
yeah.
strikes.
Somebody was going to say, somebody hit the bridge again.
There's a lot going on down there. They're staying busy.
So $10 a month for a digital subscription, right? $9.99, something like that.
I'm not I can't say prices because I don't know them.
That's what I
would
pay.
have
I think
to.
it-
I would have to pull up.
I think it's like 12.
Yeah, I would have to pull up
$12.99
the
or something.
website. But always like go on the when people come into the office and like, I want to get a subscription. I have the subscription sheet. I'm like, hold on a second. And I pull up the website and I'm like, well, there's a deal going on. So we're going to get you the deal and sign, you know, do that. So go to the website and you can subscribe there, sign up online. If you have a home delivery subscription, you get a free online access. Like you have free full access. So please, people should definitely utilize that because you can then access everything in the archives and all.
And
Definitely if you're a sports fan.
you guys,
You can get
utilize
it.
that.
You can get over the like Payton's getting stuff on like as soon as the games are done.
Well, and it's not only that, there's videos and all that are posted online.
Yeah.
sometimes post it on our Facebook. But if like you're looking for video highlights, the website is where all that's going to be.
Yeah.
And you guys publish two editions. Look at me talking like a podcaster. 2 editions a week. There's a Wednesday and a weekender. Essentially.
Wednesday and Saturday. This week, the 4th of July is on Saturday, so the mail's not running. So we're publishing on Friday. So there'll be a paper tomorrow. Well, whenever this comes out, there'll be a paper Wednesday, the 1st, and Friday the 3rd. That's going to be the weekend edition. But
Wednesdays,
yes, typically
are we looking for roller derby news? Correct. Wednesday's editions.
the season's
Women's Wednesday.
The season's over right now.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're not going to get anything until January, I believe, is when the
Season
starts.
preview.
There might be some preseason scrimmages, but typically when we had local residents who were on the Muncie team, that's not, like that was my in. I was like, oh, I could go up there. You're from down the street. I could interview you. I have an excuse to get paid to go watch roller derby, which was a lot of fun.
You know, there was a fire at the Elks. I hope to read about it soon. The Elks kitchen was closed today.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if there's a story about it, but the Elks had a kitchen fire. No Taco Tuesday today.
oh, I'm so sorry.
I know.
Did you find like some replacement for that?
We had to cook at home.
Del Taco.
Oh, jeez.
Red burrito. Zach Burcham.
I'll tell you what. There's. Let me find. There was something I should mention because there's like a race I think this weekend to raise money for something. So go around the table and come back to me and I'll get to it.
Payton Cravens, thanks for being here. Hopefully this got better than Patreon. Patreon, I know you were like, I want out of here.
No, not at all. Just a little different. Like I said, I've never done anything like this before, but I appreciate you guys having me on and allowing me to experience it for the first time.
I'm excited. I enjoy reading your stories. Sometimes I've got an 11-year-old nephew who I've got a feeling is going to end up on the golf team for Newcastle. So looking forward to some golf coverage. And maybe some tennis coverage. There's a young phenom named Cassie Canary at Blue River that I think is going to surprise some people. So there's some really cool stories coming down the line that I'm looking forward to you writing. Mr. Bones?
Next, I'm good.
Well,
I gotta pee.
real quick, Payton has been covering the Indiana Fever's home games
Have you?
for Southern Indiana News Group. So he's been going to the games, and then
Yeah,
and
I went
then,
to.
we put him out on all the papers.
I've been to about 3 or 4, something like that, over the past 2 weeks or so. But I mean, they don't have another home game until like the 14th, I want to say, of July. It's like a 4-game road trip, and then they're back for 4 games. But yeah,
You're in the
So-
press conferences in the locker room, the
No.
whole thing? Not
no,
yet.
I'm there taking photos, and I just take the pictures from the game, and then I convert it into an article.
Very good.
Not yet. I will be.
Yeah,
one
he's
day,
getting
though.
there, but he's
Yeah, I'll-
establishing. So the next season, he
You
can
get
go,
be
look what I
a
did,
credentialed
and then-
media
and then-
member.
Yeah, it'll get him in.
Very good. Zach Burcham.
Firecracker. I think it's Firecracker Fun Run Walk. It's not 5K. Baker Park this Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Also, if you might poke around and see if you live on if you remember the Indiana or the Henry County bicentennial a couple years ago, and if you happen to have that torch relay go by your house, put some water out because those people are going to be running again on Saturday. It's going to be awful for them. I can't participate. I'll be out of town. But yeah, if you're up for just a short run, I think it's only a mile. Firecracker run walk is at 9:30 at Baker Park. You check out the Courier Times. They ran an article on it. And it's raising money for, I'm trying to look for foster care. Yeah.
Yep.
Foster care and adoption. So
Very good. Yep. I know Nate Lamar has been very involved with the America 250 flag relay. They are going to start on Saturday, the 4th of July, 6 a.m. from Tri High School.
Yes.
They're going to Louisville, Strawn, New Lisbon, Millville, Moreland, 5 Points, Mount Summit, Sulphur Springs, Shenandoah by lunchtime, Kennard, Knightstown, Raysville, Ogden, Dunreath, Spiceland, and then ultimately ending at the Henry County Courthouse by 6 p.m.
In time for the cruising. They want to time it for the cruising because it's happening on the 4th as well.
Crazy. That is a
America.
hell of a weather day. But
yeah,
it'll be memorable for all of them.
Luckily, he did like he did before. It's like 3 miles each for each person. I think some stints are longer, some stints are a little shorter. If they're carrying the torch, that's brutal because it's kind of heavy. Yeah, it's pretty. And like the last stint is on a bus or on a car because they don't want to have somebody running down State Road 3. But so if you're along that course, Nate's probably posted about it online because I know he's been looking for other people to fill in for deadbeats like me who couldn't make it. But if you're on the course, like, yeah, go out and encourage the people. Maybe spurt them with some cold water.
There you go. Don't be the person this weekend that celebrates their last 4th of July with all their digits. Be careful.
Oh, can we talk about that real quickly, just briefly? Who heard the barrage Sunday night? The fireworks. Did you hear it from your house?
I did.
Somebody had like a full-on municipal fireworks display.
I believe it was at a church on State Road 3.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was supposed to be on Saturday night. There was a storm. Bones is done. He doesn't want to talk anymore.
It's done. He had to pee. Can't hold his bladder.
I'm glad he didn't use the cup that's on the table. He
Yeah.
used
Is that why you put it up there for him?
yeah,
I
this
thought-
is my drink cup. I was just
it's
nervous.
you were putting it close. Yeah.
I mean, it was better than going on my shoe, I suppose. Yeah, there was a church and they got rained out, so then it went Sunday night.
It's like a 2-hour thing. It sounded like we're Beirut for the whole 2 hours. It's incredible. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We will be back Thursday, July something. Google doesn't want me to be able to see it. Is it the 9th?
Should be that, right?
Yeah. It's my birthday. Somebody should bring me a cake.
Aw,
I'll be 43.
happy birthday.
I'll be twice Payton's age. Jesus Christ. All right. We'll see you guys on birthday.